We welcome you to the Motor City for a sold-out crowd in Detroit, Michigan. The Detroit Lions are 3-0 in the season sim, and they look to try and stay undefeated and be, for the first time in franchise history in the season sim, 4-0. Today they take on a Bears team that has yet to win a game this year, and they are desperate. Almost beating the Denver Broncos in Week 3 in that heartbreaking loss. They want revenge, and what a better way to take it out on your undefeated rival and end their perfect season. So here we go, a big-time NFC North rivalry. Today, Jared Goff and the Detroit Lions get set to host Justin Fields and the Chicago Bears. Right here in Ford Field, you're watching the NFL on ASC. And here we go. Jack Fox gets us underway here in Week 4. This will go in the end zone. Scott will return it from about 2 yards deep. He will take this out to about the 25. They'll mark it at the 24. Justin Fields, drafted in the first round in 2021, got 6 starts his rookie year, started all of last year, but he did miss 6 games due to a vertebrae injury he suffered against Seattle. This year, looking to try and look even better than he did the year before. It's been a rough start. They allowed 63 against Dallas in Week 2, but they look to come out strong here in Week 4 and get their first career win. And here is the punt from Gill that will go back deep, and Khalif Raymond on the return for the Lions. He will not take it far out to the 17. And Jared Goff, drafted number 1 overall in 2016 by the Los Angeles Rams, spent some time there, lost Super Bowl 4 to Kansas City, came here to Detroit. They went 2-15 in his first season, thought his career was over. Last year, the resurgence of Goff helped the Lions go 8-1. This year, the vibes are high, so is the hype. Lions are 3-0, looking to stay that way. Second down and 2 for the Lions from the 44. Man in motion, and play action for Goff. Who's going to get sacked? And what do you know, Montez Sweat, picked up earlier this week in the trade with Washington, hasn't had a sack in 2 seasons. He gets one on just one of many snaps as a Chicago Bear, and he gets to Jared Goff for the sack. A big-time loss, sets up 3rd and long. A crucial sack from number 98. First sack as a Chicago Bear. Lions now set up at the 23-yard line. Goff in the shotgun, Gibbs to his right. Takes the snap. Goff, with time, shifts out to his right. Fires it into a crowd. Intercepted! And it's Jaquan Brisker who comes up with the interception. A huge takeaway by the Bears. And it's Jared Goff's first interception of the season. I don't know who he wanted right there. I think it was either Montgomery or Laporta in that mix, but it's Jaquan Brisker coming down with it. So now 1st and 10 for Chicago at the 20-yard line. Looking to try and keep the drive going. Fields finds Cole Kmet. Oh, the ball's free on the ground, fighting for it, and the Lions come up with it. So right after Goff throws a pick, it comes back into the hands of Detroit. Cole Kmet, who has had 1 fumble in his 3 years with the Bears. He has a second right here. Gets knocked out by Kirby Joseph. And the Lions get it right back inside field goal range. We'll see if they can put some points on the board as Goff and the offense comes back out. Well, he loves going on 4th and 2. We'll see what Dan Campbell's offense has here. Pitch. Montgomery got the first down and more. And Montgomery is finally marked down at the 17-yard line. Dan Campbell, one of the most aggressive coaches in the league, loves going for it on 4th down. They convert here, keep the drive alive. They could have settled for 3, but they keep the offense out there, go for it. And it's David Montgomery who picks it up on a pitch on 4th and 2. You got to be gutsy to call a pitch play on 4th down and 2. But they call it right here, and it works out. Good blocks from the Lions, and Montgomery picks up a first down in his revenge game against Chicago. And we'll see if the Lions snap it. Looks like they're going to let it run down to the end of the first quarter. Tied at 0, a very defensive first quarter here in Michigan. Bears and Lions knotted up at 0 apiece. So here we go, 2nd and goal at the 1-yard line. Goff with time. Time's running out. Protection's not there. Down he goes. Way back to the 16-yard line, and it's Billings who gets the Goff second Bear sack of the day. Chicago, they have one of the worst defenses in the league. They had one sack coming into this game, and it came against the Raiders. They have one right here on Jared Goff. It's a loss of 15, a huge loss. Sets up third and goal now. Pressure for the Lions offense. Third and goal back at the 16 after that big sack. Goff. Time in the pocket. But he goes down again. Back-to-back sacks, and it's Walker who gets home for Chicago. They have 3 in this game after having won the entire season. Tyson Bagent loving it over there on the sideline. And Chicago's defense able to hold one of the best offenses in the league. And again, that defensive line getting through to Goff. This O-line for the Lions has been one of the best in the early moments of the season, but that's a huge loss. Back-to-back sacks for Chicago, and they forced the Lions to kick a field goal. Detroit lost 20 yards in that span of those 2 plays. So here's Michael Badgley, the veteran former Charger, puts this one up and through, and it's 3-0 Lions. So after the fumble by Cole Kmet, they can only cash in 3, but they still put up the first points of the game and take a lead. So here we go from the 25. Chicago looks to respond. Fields on the move, he's sacked. Alex Anzalone on the delayed blitz gets home, loss of 5. And now the Lions shifting momentum back in their favor. They put up 3, now trying to hold the Bears out. And we mentioned Chicago when it comes to sacks. They're not up there. When it comes to giving sacks, they are up there. Not a category you want to be in the top 5 in, but it was Anzalone who came in on a delayed blitz. They were so focused on Aiden Hutchinson, they forgot number 34, who gets home to Justin Fields. So here's Kairos Santos for a long field goal, 59 yards wide to the left. Had the distance, just could not get in between the uprights. And the Lions catch another break. Still 3-0 here in Ford Field. So here we go, first down and goal from the 3-yard line. We'll see if the Lions can punch it in this time. Here's a give. Montgomery has a touchdown. In his revenge game against Chicago, David Montgomery puts up the first touchdown of the game to put the Lions up 9-0. Wide open hole for David Montgomery to rumble through for the touchdown. And the Lions offense is back in business. We saw how good they were against the Minnesota Vikings last week, putting up 31 points. Off to a bad start against Chicago, but it looks like they've found their groove, and they go up 10-0. Lions in control. First and goal for the Bears at the 7-yard line. This drive has been good so far. Fields, plenty of time. Little pressure from the defense. Cole Kmet with the catch at the 6-yard line, and that will take us to the 2-minute warning. So a nice catch by Kmet, gain of 4 yards, 2-minute warning. Lions up by 10, Bears in position to score after the first down. Third down and goal. Lions looking for a big stop. Fields with time, pocket collapsing, throws for the touchdown, and it's Cole Kmet. What a way to rebound after the fumble he had in the first quarter. Scores the Bears' first touchdown with less than 2 minutes to go in the opening half. Dan Campbell not happy with that defense. Chicago drove right down the field, and they found the end zone. Justin Fields, that pocket collapsing around him. No stress at all. Just fires it to number 85, one of his favorite targets from a year ago. Slow start for Cole Kmet. This year, he's been Justin Fields' favorite target despite the fumble he had in the first quarter. And out comes Santos, who missed a 59-yarder earlier in the second quarter. This one just a chip shot PAT, and it's up and through. 3-point game. Solid drive by the Bears. Lions have 143 from the 45 to try and get downfield. Goff on the move. Fires it downfield. Jahmyr Gibbs. He's down there. What a catch. Jahmyr Gibbs down to the 20. A gain of 55, and the Lions are in field goal range in a blink of an eye. They had 1:45 from their own 25, and they go for the long ball. And of all people, it's Jahmyr Gibbs the running back, with a 55-yard catch. First and goal, 22 seconds. Lions going to let it run, so the Bears don't have any time. They have 3 timeouts. Gibbs with his first NFL touchdown. And the whole team's going to go over there and celebrate with Jahmyr Gibbs. He's going to do some bench press to celebrate his touchdown. His first touchdown in the NFL. He had the 55-yard catch to start the drive, and he caps off the drive with a rushing touchdown. The rookie out of Alabama has been a huge piece for this offense. He was last week against the Vikings. Huge piece this week against Chicago. And here is Michael Badgley's kick, which is up and through. They allowed the Bears to go down the field and score, but the Lions respond in 5 plays. So with 1 second, thanks to the good kickoff return and the nice play by DJ Moore, the Bears have a Hail Mary attempt. Here's Fields, flings it downfield. It is tipped. And Kmet had a chance, but he couldn't pinpoint the ball. And that will take us to the break. 17-7, a very eventful first half, but it's Detroit who leads by 10. They have 2 rushing touchdowns in this opening half to Chicago's 1 passing touchdown. Each team also with a costly turnover. 10-point lead going into the break. So second down and 6 from the 35 with Montgomery in the backfield. Goff, throw out to Montgomery behind the line. Montgomery gets to the edge. Montgomery inside the 15-yard line. Pick up a 21 on that run. The throw was going backwards, so will count as a run for David Montgomery, who scampers for 21 yards. Got out to the edge. And that was pretty impressive, showing that speed. And the backer could not tackle Montgomery. Tried to cut inside, but Amon-Ra St. Brown couldn't hold the block. Nonetheless, good play by the Lions. Second down and goal from the 2-yard line. They put the fullback in the backfield. It's a fake, and Goff is sacked. Looked like it was going to be a handoff to Montgomery, but it was play action. Jason Sanborn in for the sack. 4th of the day for the Bears. That play even faked me out. I thought that was a handoff right up the middle. Instead, the Lions try to catch the Bears off guard. Did not work. Met by Jason Sanborn as soon as he tried to plant and throw. He was uncovered off the edge. So the Bears get a nice stand, and they hold the Lions to just 3 more points. Michael Badgley, to make it a 13-point ball game, puts it up and through 20-7. Good job by the Bears defense, with the Lions increasing their lead by 3. First down and 10 for the 21. Chicago having a nice drive. See if they can cap off with some points. Fields right at the middle. No one there. Justin Fields to the house for 21 yards. And a touchdown for Chicago. Just mentioned they would like to cap it off with points, and it's Justin Fields who takes it himself for the touchdown to put the Bears down by 1 possession yet again. He found the gap between the linemen, and he took off, and Justin Fields, the fastest quarterback in the league, took this one straight to the end zone, saw plenty of green in front of him, right into that blue end zone. And Chicago can make it a 6-point game, pending the extra point from Cairo Santos. 1 for 1 on extra points today, looking to do the same right here. And he will. 20-14, the Bears have battled back and made it a 6-point game. Second down and 3 for the Lions. They have Gibbs back in the backfield. Goff, fake handoff to Gibbs, Gibbs is free, and Jahmyr Gibbs breaks a tackle, breaks another one, down inside the 10. And a give to Jahmyr Gibbs, who rumbles for 37. A big run. He has a big catch in this game. He has a huge run as well. The Bears couldn't just bring him down. Jahmyr Gibbs, so explosive, and that's what he brings to this Lions offense. Third down and goal from the 2-yard line. It's a pass. It is caught by St. Brown for the touchdown. First passing touchdown of the day for the Lions. And it's number 14, Amon-Ra St. Brown, clearly the number 1 man here in Detroit. Just a quick throw right off the line at the 2-yard line. Pressed by a linebacker. You never want to do that against Amon-Ra St. Brown. He's one of the best receivers in the league at creating separation. Little there, still brought it down. And the Lions are going to go for 2 to try and go up by 14. They have Jahmyr Gibbs in the backfield. Give to Gibbs, up the middle, untouched for the 2-point conversion. And the Lions go back up by 14. Gibbs had the big run earlier in the drive, and again, he gets to put the exclamation point with a 2-point conversion. And that will end the third quarter here in Ford Field, where the Lions lead 28-14 against the Bears. Still got 15 minutes left to play in this one. So here is Santos, 0 for 1 on field goals. This one's up and good from 59. His first one was wide to the left. This one nearly went wide right, just tucks inside the corner to put the Bears down by 11. So here is Goff from the 42 with the 1st and 10. Back to pass. Goff fires for St. Brown, who hauls it in. Excellent catch by Amon-Ra St. Brown, and it puts the Lions at the 28 in Bears territory. A floater with contested coverage, and Amon-Ra St. Brown still hauling it in. What a day for him. Caught the passing touchdown in the third quarter. Look at this one, a beauty from Jared Goff, and he finds Amon-Ra St. Brown, gets both feet in bounds, secures the catch for the first down. 2nd down and 7 for the Lions now from the 26. Goff. Bears send 5. Pressure getting there. Goff chucks it up. Caught. Williams to the races and in the end zone for the touchdown. What a play from Goff to Jamison Williams, the rookie, with his first NFL touchdown. Filling in for the injured Josh Reynolds. Gets his first touchdown. Broke off his route. Seeing Goff was in trouble. Caught the ball, and the speedster races his way for the score. And how about Jamison Williams? A huge second half for him. And the Lions are up 35-17. Their offense kicking into high gear in the fourth quarter. As now Chicago with a 2nd and 10, looking to try and respond. Fields rolls out, breaks Hutchinson's tackle. Now he goes down. Hutchinson and Anzalone combined for the sack, loss of 7. Fields broke away on the first attempt by Hutchinson, but he brought a friend in Alex Anzalone to help take him down on the second attempt. 3rd down and 17 coming up for the Bears. Big sack for Hutchinson. Crowd is loud now, 3rd and 17. Play clock winding down. Fields. Time. Throws. Flag tipped. Oh, into the hands of Anzalone. What a game for Anzalone. Cuts it back. Takes it down to about the 18-yard line. But what's the flag on? And it's on Chicago. A drop pick turns into an interception. 3rd down and 2. Can the Lions cash in? Goff looks. Time. Fires. Touchdown. 3rd of the second half for Jared Goff. And the Lions are now smoking the Bears in the second half. They're now up 41-17. It's the same route that Amon-Ra St. Brown ran earlier in the game. The quick slant gets the Bears for a second straight time. Just a perfect throw, perfect route, plenty of separation. Just the second half, this Chicago secondary has not been able to cover these Lions receivers. They did good in the first half, but it's been all Detroit offensively in this second half. And the kick is up and through. 42-17, Lions in full command. 2-minute warning. 42-24, Lions trying to wrap up this victory. 4 seconds. Fields just chucks it downfield. Someone trying to catch it, incomplete. And the Lions, who had a scare there in the first half, they did not start off too well. They are 4-0. They beat the Vikings last week. They dominate the Bears today after that rough start. Like I mentioned in the first half, their offense kicked it into high gear in the second half with 3 passing touchdowns from Jared Goff. And Dan Campbell's led this Lions to a place and to a record they've never seen before. 4-0 on top of the NFC North, but also on top of the NFC through the first 4 weeks. What a game. The Bears put up a fight. Justin Fields, one of the best games in his young career. But the Lions Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery. They've got a great duo in the backfield, but it was also rookies like Jamison Williams stepping up in a big-time roles, which helped the Lions get the victory. Just depth on their roster in general. And they cruise to a 42-24 victory and will head into Week 5 undefeated as they host the Jacksonville Jaguars next week. So Detroit, they manhandled the Bears, and both these teams were just the laughingstock of the NFC North for years, but it's now the Lions putting a beat down on everyone else. Justin Fields, most yards in a game in his career, 306, a TD and an interception, had a rushing touchdown. Khalil Herbert came back, little impact. Kamari Blasingame had a late touchdown for the Bears. For the Lions, 300 yards and 3 touchdowns for Goff. Montgomery and Gibbs each having massive days on the ground, and the rookie Jamison Williams having a big day as well. This is ASC signing off.